it's I don't know. I both Chalice and Ame are gonna need a lot of time.
We'll see if XM's able to pull it out. Clearly, he's been playing a lot of QoP, and I think it was only a couple of months ago he hit 10K. So he's very good in his own right. When you're in those pubs, you need to be able to be self-sufficient. And when you're going up against someone who's a beast, like maybe, you're going to need every little shred of skill you can get.
So, let's see if the lane matchups stay standard. It looks as though it's gonna.
They're going aggressively here onto Chalice. He might be in a little bit of trouble, but Mana Shield tanks up a fair amount, and the creep wave too.
And they're still on him. X-Nova can only come so far. Chalice one shot from dead. SRF, he'll get first blood on the Medusa. Does Chalice. God, James being a nuisance over towards bottom.
That he is. Using the phase shift a little freely.
Somnus now mid. Sonic Wave comes in. He's got the Ghost Ship to stay alive a little bit longer. The Shadow Poison. James is here with an Illusory Orb, though. And so it looks like Old 11, he might be in for a rough time, because here comes Victoria right on over. Old 11 now goes and tries to juke up north, but the minus armor from the Wave of Terror and the Vision will allow them to get that kill. 3-0 in favor of CDEC. And he might pay with his life, but they've also got Victoria here, so X-Nova, he goes after SRF and finds himself in too far, because Victoria, again,
purely defensive. And with a Medusa, that's generally alright, but you also want to see what the enemy team is doing. When is Victoria making these rotations to come through and try and make an impact onto them? And they're just not quite getting that value just yet.
Hook shot in with the magic missile. So he'll get the kill as well. That'll be an item that Somnus is not liable to pick up.
James just completely missing that deny onto the tower, and he's probably going to be in trouble. Yeah, the glimpse coming through.
And they've got him around, and, well, should be a first kill here for the side of LGD. Will go the way of Somnus, which he's happy.
So look at this smoke movement. They know that they don't have anyone sitting around this jungle, because they've seen the Kunkka there farming in the jungle. This is probably the only safe place that they could have taken the smoke. So good presence of mind, but Charles, he actually pops that smoke from James, and it's going to be revealed.
Now the rest of the team comes over, but I don't know if they understand the numbers that they're kind of walking into. James is right there on the Somnus. Thought he might want to drop the Dream Coil immediately, but that comes in onto the Shadow Demon, as well as Old 11, who will use that Primal Split. James being chased, and he might be the only victim here if they can catch him. They got to keep the vision up and see if they can take this puck. Avoid the stun, but eventually will fall to X-Nova, the Torrent.
He was. Victoria could use this Wave of Terror. Oh, here we go. They're actually making an aggressive play.
Chalice. Inside the cogs, they've got the swap to back out SRF. The Static Storm is down, and it's a complete miss. Very uncharacteristic there from X-Nova, but now they're going to start to move in. They've got Puck TPing through. The Waning Rift is out. There's the Stone Gaze. Here comes the Haunt. They'll go and try and fight this. Old 11 now needs to be on the run, but he is in very far, blocked out via the cogs. The Torrent hits on it too, but it won't matter. They'll take the life from the Brewmaster and potentially even look for more. They've got one swap available, but there's the disruption with the kinetic field. Spectre in some trouble. XM blinking in very deep with the coil down. They'll get not one, but two, and now get around Chalice. Chalice is dead to rights, already gone on his own screen. And we'll, oh god, SRF Victoria from the Tidebringer. Somnus gets two, looks over at XM. Can he get himself a third? Maybe so, but with the Waning Rift and the Illusory Orb, James backs up this Queen of Pain. But it was almost like one of those fights where it's like, I have to fight. I'm not getting out of this fight either way. Primal Split forced from Old 11, and now the question is, can they get the kill on SRF? They've got the X. Doesn't have hook shot, as that I believe was used to initiate onto this Brewmaster, and well, they lose SRF. James able to escape, but XM from LGD, they might be looking to go aggressive. They've smoked themselves. They'll look over at SRF. They've got the glimpse all the way back into the hands of Somnus. So FY with the Demonic Purge. Torrent hits SRF. He's swapped away, but right there is Old 11. The hook shot hits. They've got the X. The Sonic Wave is through, but it doesn't kill off anybody. just pushes them away. However, XM with the re-engage now. SRF, Victoria gone. Old 11. He gets denied by Chalice. FY, he'll die too. But now with the Stone Gaze going after Ame. They've got the X. They've locked down the Spectre with the Torrent. A lot of problems here for Ame, and he is just in too far. Chalice on the killing spree. James kills off X Nova. He'll be glimpsed back, but enough space between him and Chalice where I don't think he ends up going down. However, with the Shadowblade X Torrent, maybe they have the control on a James. There's the Tidebringer with the X. Can he land the Torrent? He is being very patient, but there's the jaunt after the pull. Good job by James to get away.
Once Manta Style is available, 400 gold away.
Another smoke from LGD. X-Nova and FY moving forward. They've got Somnus right here. The smoke will break. Victoria's the one who spotted. X-Nova moves forward. They've got the disruption, but there's the hookshot. Dream Coil on two. It'll snap on X-Nova. They're around FY, but the Static Storm is down on SRF. I don't think this is going to be followed up too well. James is on the back lines. Old 11 comes forward. He does have the Primal Split this time around, but they've got the swap. SRF trying to get away. There's the glimpse coming in from X-Nova, who's still alive, but finally dies to the scream of XM. They trade 2 for 1. Not exactly amazing there.
Still all of that experience, but Old 11, he'll have to be careful here. He's gone for the bounty rune.
Yeah, he does not have Primal Split, and he does not have a way out of this one. But the help is here. Kinetic Field, Chalice coming over. Old 11 still alive until the Spectral Dagger hits. The Torrent doesn't land on anybody. They'll use the Stone Gaze. XM already getting out. The hookshot comes in from SRF as well as the Cock. They'll use the Haunt. Ame now jaunts over to X-Nova. Spectral Dagger, that'll finish off X-Nova. And now jaunting over towards Chalice. Chalice, he'll pop that new Manta, trying to survive. Somnus is also dead to James. Got the Ghost Ship off, but it's not going to matter. XM moving forward. The disruption's there from FY. SRF around to the Cogs. The Dream Coil, I don't think that hit on anybody. They'll get the kill on a Chalice. And now a full team wipe is here for CDEC.
And he's even gone this slightly more aggressive build with the Spectre. He's building into a Diffusal Blade, only 700 or so gold away. So perhaps this is a little bit of a premature smoke coming through, but no, he jumps right in.
Hook shot from SRF. He has been on it. And XM, he will be there to help get that kill out on the Old 11. Yep, Dream Coil onto the Shadow Demon as well as the Disruptor. Here comes Ame. Ame wants to get a couple more kills and up that farm, but again, Chalice and Somnus are very late to the fight. The Static Storm is down. They've got the X as well as the Torrent. They'll get SRF. They also use Stone Gaze. And maybe this is just the disengage out of this, but...
They've still got Haunt if they need to use it.
This is something that LGD does as well when they run the Enigma Clockwork. They'll have the Clockwork 4 get 6 as quickly as he can in lane, and then Old 11 takes over with that Necro Book and farms like a madman.
Well, they don't have buyback on this Quap for 30 seconds, so Spectre will do his best to push this bottom wave out just to make sure that, well, you've got to take some sort of trade out of it. But
Dream
here we
Coil,
go.
James, hook shot right on Old 11, and they've got the silence, but the disruption will save him. So can he get the Primal Split off before he ends up going down? And there it is, just on the edge. Stone Gaze, turn to stone is Victoria via ELO. And well, he's forced to run out as they do lose FY. Chalice trying to stand his ground. This Roche is so low. They look over at SRF. The Kinetic Field will land once he's pulled back via the X from this Kunkka. They get the kill on SRF, and now Somnus in trouble. Invis on the run, trying to get out successfully in the trees. If James just waiting rifts, he gets the kill and gets the Illusory Orb over him as the Sonic Wave from XM grabs Old 11. X-Nova, I don't think he gets out of this one either, as James is right here ready to kill him with the Illusory Orb once again. Double kill for this puck. And the Aegis now into the hands of CDEC. The Aegis, I think that slows down the game enough where he probably gets into the Divine Rapier, but now you got Chalice in a situation where all he wants to do is slow down this game so he can get a Divine Rapier and be the last-ditch effort for LGD. SRF swap from Victoria, might give up his own life. Mystic Snake comes in. They've got the Dream Coil on a 2 onto the Brewmaster as well as X-Nova. They take out Old 11, FY, and X-Nova, and the hook shot back in right on the Chalice. So Stone Gaze gets used, but Chalice, I don't know where you go from this one with everybody surrounding you. The Illusion's trying to do enough. Will maybe get the kill here onto the Venge, who survives with 40 health. Chalice dies again, doesn't have buyback. Victoria survives, and GG is called from LGD. CDEC take game 1.
Dominant fashion again. James played fantastic Dota that time around, and I think the real breaking point was the fact that they took that team fight. By just going into the jungle, farming up a little bit with your retaliate, but it's rough to come back from a poor start, and I feel like this Slark Ogre is going to enable that. They're going to position themselves quite defensively before that 1 minute mark to make sure that doesn't happen.
So we'll see what the setup ends up being, how this is going to go for them. With Ame on this Sark, I could see CDC working early a bit. With the Void Spirit and maybe the Doom. They're level 6 here for CDC, for Void Spirit, Doom, and the Phoenix. Seems like it could fight without the Sark. Is this a Sark game where we're seeing Diffusal now I'm looking to fight? Ooh, actually, hold that thought. LGD trying to go to the high ground with 4 heroes, but I don't know if they expected to run into the entire CDEC lineup. X-Nova, he goes down. They might lose Somnus too. Already one permanent agility.
They've got the Ignite.
Oh, jeez. Is Ame going to die for this? He wants it. And when Somnus burns out to Victoria, this is... I can't believe this is... I've never seen this early before. 3 kills before the horn.
Chinese Doto, let's go. This is exactly what you want to see. I mean, that's the thing. CDC had a read on exactly what LGD needed to happen to be able to give themselves an advantage, to try and get at least a neutral position coming into that mid game. And
so maybe just right into the Bloodlust. Gives them the extra movement speed. The extra attack speed could be a difference here as well. And there's the Ignite. There's the Pounce leashing. They go on to ult 11. They need one more shot. Instead, the Ignite will burn him out. Now FY, it might be his turn. He does not have Leap. He went Arrow Starstorm. Pretty greedy of a build there for this Mirana. And one more shot. The body blocks from Victoria to allow Ame to get it. And all of a sudden, 3 permanent agility.
A career in doing so. So, nice little victory for them.
SRF, meanwhile, up towards top. Ooh, Ame, bottom, taking a lot of damage, but FY, he ends up going down to Ame instead. And
trying to make something happen onto Somnus, uses the Astral Step to kill the Courier. And this could be a dead dragon.
And they go after Somnus while over towards top, they're going for SRF. They'll get the kill there onto the Doom. They've got the Astral Remnant, or the Aether Remnant, sorry, as Somnus finally hit with the Fire Blast, and one more shot will get the kill. James gets credit for that one. X-Nova makes the rotation, but he was busy towards top, helping get a kill onto the Doom. However, you've now lost your mid.
He lasted for a very long time on this Dragon Knight, right? So that is a small bonus. It meant that you can get that return kill, which is going to be really important for Chalice to be able to pick up some of these earlier items. I think he's got his power treads coming out to him and a magic stick, so this is a lot more passive than you want to go for an Ursa in this meta. Maybe like a year ago.
Old 11. This is not the spot you wanted to be in. He's forced to, or felt forced to cut these creeps, and well, now he pays for it. It's another kill here for CDC, up 7-2. Victoria and XM combined to get that kill. Victoria level 4 deep into it already.
That extra movement, that extra lockdown. And look, he's just forced to run by this pressure coming through from CDEC rotating in.
Do they get both outposts? Ooh.
Oh, this is big.
Maybe if XM stuck it, he was able to get that outpost. They'll take Victoria's life now, but I think wisely enough backs off that. We'll get one outpost, be happy with it.
Old 11's going for the second, or he's considering it, but backs off.
Certainly tough against Ame, who pounces in. When these Essence stacks start to get high, you really find yourself in a lot of trouble. The Hoof Stomp comes in, but now what else? Because Ame doesn't commit. And Pounce is only on 8 seconds longer cooldown. They've got the Doom out onto this Ursa, and now the stun is in. Ignite over. I don't think that's going to be enough to get Chalice unless you have a little bit of help, and there it is from James. They'll finally burn out the bear. Victoria looking over as the Fire Blast comes in into FY. They've got the Supernova down. Somnus trying to make something happen, but there is the Stampede. They get the kill into FY. The Pounce leashes from Ame. Ame has been on one this game, and now they've got the Aether Remnant. X-Nova comes in to put the disruption onto the Slark. That means they can't stop the TP of this DK. Not that they could stop it anyway with Pounce on cooldown. And X-Nova will run into the hands of Ame, who has now got 5 permanent agility and has found himself at a quick, fun 3-0-3 start.
Yeah. See you later, X-Nova. Doing the right thing, giving up his life to make sure his core live. Man, they're making a really aggressive move here.
An arrow hits on the Void Spirit. I think, honestly, I don't know if they were really expecting the arrow to hit there, but they get 2 kills as they take XM and SRF's life. Surprisingly even overall, but maybe that's due in part to the difference between the Mirana and the Phoenix. And things look okay for CDEC. I'm surprised it's that close.
Yeah. Oh, bottom side. They might be in a little bit of trouble here.
Moonlight Shadow, XM hit with the stun, and they'll have the arrow to follow it up. They'll get this quick kill on XM.
Okay.
They're looking for more.
They're going for the chase. They pop the dragon form for it.
Dragon Tail
Bit of
just
an
at the
overcommitment.
edge. And there's the Ogre gone.
With farming. The attack speed is nice, but you need to be getting kills with it as well. Oh, another smoke here coming out from LGD. They just need to put their foot on the throat right now.
Look over and, oh god, right onto Somnus, but the arrow hits on SRF. The Dissimulate, can they get anything going? The Doom is out onto the center, but maybe not the person you would want to go after with that Doom. I would say maybe more Somnus. The disruption from X-Nova with bounce leashes. Ame continuing forward will get the kill on the 1, but that's all for now. Centaur eating that Doom and being okay.
Yeah, perhaps a little bit too defensive of a supernova coming out from James. I thought he might be wanting to pop it up onto that high ground, give a little bit of extra vision. And really, at this stage, you don't want to be fighting into this Slark. So I don't think LGD were in any sort of position to try and turn around and kill the egg.
Over towards Chalice. They've got vision on him.
With this courier going down would be a big deal. But no, he's going to be able to position himself that he does get the basher delivered.
Fire Blast onto the Centaur, Sunray right there, but they've got themselves the Hoof Stomp. FY making the rotation too. Here with Somnus. So Victoria, he's dead for the 5th time.
Will he find X-Nova here? They've got vision, and he's going to be able to scout that out.
Old 11 gets caught. Moonlight Shadows use Sunray on top, but they've got the Sentry down. They see X-Nova making the rotation with Chalice. Here, the Sunray right onto the Centaur. They'll get the kill, but they look over at SRF to try and get at least the Doom, and they will. Icarus dive over, and the Supernova. They've got the stun onto the Slark, but they look over. Chalice is under the Moonlight Shadow. They throw down a late Sentry. Supernova pops, but it's too late to lock in these heroes. They also did take out the Shadow Demon, so a 2-for-1 that slightly favors CDEC.
Yeah, they're going to be able to grab this tier 1 tower as well. Shouldn't be too much resistance against it, but yeah, he's positioning themselves like it would be. Catches the arrow.
Can't jump with the Aether Remnant right there, though.
Oh, they're going
Dragon
in.
Tail out on XM. Sunray trying to keep him alive, but he is stunned forever and will be gone for 34 seconds.
Some of the damage, like being able to man fight into it with the Ursa, is a little difficult. 11's going to have to be careful here.
But there's the Doom, stops the TP, and this is another kill here for CDEC. It will grab the life of Old 11. It does come at the cost of a Doom, but at the same time, that is another kill for Ame, who finds himself just 300 gold away from the ulti orb that finishes off the Silver Edge. We feel more comfortable near the pit with that BKB, and of course the line was drawn, and they're going to start to posture that way. But still, it's without the BKB and maybe a little bit difficult, but they'll go for the arrow on XM and ends up hitting the Ogre. Dragon Tail hits onto Ame, but they've got the Fire Blast onto Old 11 as well as the Hoof Stomp coming through from SRF. Spirit Vessel, Stampede, they're going the other way. SRF loses life very quickly. Chalice moves in, goes after the Ogre, the Aether Remnant, and now XM, can he get anything out of this one? Supernova on the backlines, Chalice is there, one more shot, no! Supernova goes off, oh dear, Chalice! He ends up dead. Sunray run on an FY with the Spirit Vessel on him. X-Nova's going to try and TP out. Do they have an Aether Remnant? No, they don't. But back towards bottom, Old 11's being chased here by Ame. He's got the break. He has the pounce. He'll leash him up and get the kill. Double kill for Ame, and all of a sudden, CDEC
himself. And really, what do you do against it?
Chalice is going to go for this.
Going in.
That's wild. And immediately doomed. He was running without any care for his own life, and Victoria was the one who caught him out. They get the kill on X-Nova. They'll find Chalice once again. That feels like such a move made out of desperation.
You've got some good stats on it, but that extra 6 seconds of uptime of the Invis 2 means that you can just continue to be this menace roaming around the map.
How can LGD bring this back? It is a tough road, and here comes Ame, but does he have enough? The Fire Blast hits onto the Centaur. They've got the rest of the team here for the side of CDEC. They'll get the kill to the Centaur, who uses the Stampede before he ends up dead. X-Nova on the run. He survives, but the Stampede, it ends up down the steps. So Ame, he's going by the tier 3. They don't even have the tier 2 yet. SRF, again, he's the one who ends up falling, but the damage onto Ame with the Essence Ring takes a little bit longer. Supernova will pop LGD out of the range, and LGD are very familiar with teams going in too deep, and they will get the kill on the Somnus still. They look over at Chalice with the Sunray on him. He'll Earthshock away from the rest of the CDC squad.
Onto this Slark. He's going to walk underneath the Sentry Ward, which is a little bit of a concern. He knows that it's there, though. But it's a fake back.
Fire Blast in. They've got the Pounce. It leashes up. They go after this Centaur. They've got the Aether Remnant. They'll pull him in. The Sunray is there. They'll get the kill on Old 11. Now they look over at FY. Icarus dive over from James. He doesn't have the Supernova for another 12 seconds with the BKB being popped by this Ursa. He's also doomed. He was hit with the Heaven's Halberd, and there wasn't much he could do to SRF. He's never been so happy to halberd a bear. They look over as there's the disruption to save the life so far of the Centaur. His second life, Chalice on the run. FY, he ends up dead. They'll get the kill on a Chalice. They'll look for more. He doesn't have buyback. Fire Blast is there. They take out Old 11 for the second time, and they look for even more. Spirit Vessel back on to X-Nova. FY on the run. The rest of the team is out of this one, and they are diving tier 3s again.
Okay, only 1,000 or so gold away. Making the aggro plays.
Like Shadow Blink, Dragon Tail. Ame in some trouble. He's getting down very low, and he doesn't end up dead. Oh my god, he just survives on the edge of life. They've got the Doom back out on a Chalice. They will lock him down and get the kill. Both of them gone. Both of them without buyback. Counter that aggression.
They just want to win the game right now. They're throwing Ame onto the front lines. This could be it, though. If they burst him 100 to 0.
Ooh. Again, just surviving, and every single time he then turns it around in their faces. I mean, look at the Essence shift stack up as they go after Chalice. They take him out for the 5th consecutive time in these fights. They may not get much more otherwise, but to shut down the Ursa continually really makes it difficult for LGD.
Yeah, I know it's a lot to say, and they didn't have enough information there just from playing on the back foot all game, but if they kill Ame, they have a very small window of opportunity, and, you know, could be the difference from FY leaping in, using the Starstorm to burst him down before he's able to get all of that regen coming through, both from himself and the Satanic and his team. But, yeah, I think they've expended their life in this game.
They're going to continue to dive forward. They'll find themselves a kill onto Old 11. And they got 5 seconds till Chalice is back up, but there's the Doom onto this DK. They've wrapped him up, and there's the GG. So CDEC, SAG, they pull off the upsets. Wow.
Yeah, wow. That's the best way to put it, just wow. You know, to think we have Aster and LGD fighting for their lives in a couple of days' time against each other. So one of those two is out of this tournament in 2 days.